Menteri Nambak Kajala Conrad Sangma ulah kentaj baka jala Meghalaya kadai kawini ke jala ke beduk tam hari India dan ni hakka baki beriu ke bersama pokok ke jala ke diki beduk. Ya kan Conrad ulah penpau ha bajubab ya ka call attention notice ke balang dak ada MLA jang kasang VPP ubah adan mela pasamat mentaka sengi ka arpa tarik unai luar ajar arpulai apa yang dapat tauan ke jala. Conrad ulah ong baka jeng sim survey dan ke jeng penmi ya data ni ke record jong kan ni ka report ya ka ulah penmi ruhi la patai khubor kadai ke balu sistem tang manumala. Asyam lembaki satellite image buat ke video ke Kynthoh ke belami hagi journals bagi kot khabar. Kam sim ladon ke jeng survey dan kam sim ladon ke sim jeng kan ke batik. Nah terkadang nak kaleng jungu umgai ya kan dika report dan dika data ke belai lembaki tu ke bala penmi ya kan dika report. Haga juga por ulah angru bagi la patai khabar India ke sim la penmi ya kan dika report lain dak tang ku ke kot khabar bakata kalong ke India Today. Ulah kentai lu bagi pai bagi basong hang ni ke diki nong song ke betuk. Nama dah kalian ke Sorkar jeng ukala sibun ki kampen rai. Kum ke jengerap ye ki samla ke jeng kam sang jam ke jengerap ye ki self help group bar ki bepat ki kampen rai ki ba ke Sorkar kala haga ki sansam ki beladem. Haswa jong kan ni dah kalian jong ba adan habon ra ye ka call attention notice. Ulang ba ka jeng mi kan ka report. Lengba ki board ke Sorkar India kalong ke jeng le ran ye ke jela Meghalaya. Bat ulang angru bawa dah perang kan ke jeng duk jong ki pai ba nong song snong nak kalian ke Sorkar pat kapelong sibun ki festival dan kita masa nak kapor syakapor ulang bakan ni ke jeng pelong ke Sorkar di kita masa dan ki jeng lekmen ke peni ba ke Sorkar kamdon setia dan di kamdon setia kan ke jeng clear dan ke jeng sokhia nak kam ki pai ba nong song snong ki baduk ki besuk.
Sir, I beg to call the attention of the Chief Minister under Rule 54 Clause 1 of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business to the news item published in the Sri Times dated 20th August 2023 under the caption Living Standards in Meghalaya Lowest the Data. Sir, at the outset, I would like to thank you for admitting this call attention motion which I have submitted. So, I was not surprised to see the report that Meghalaya ranked the lowest in almost every sector, be it education, poverty, health, and even basic necessity of the people. So, the MDA government had announced that it will make Meghalaya a $10 billion economy. However, sir, that will remain to be a distant dream for the government of the day. So, I have seen that even our Honorable Chief Minister had acknowledged the fact that all is not well in Meghalaya as far as the economic condition of the people is concerned. The fact remains that in reality, the state government is least bothered about the economic condition of the state. This can be seen in every action of the state government in spite of the worst scenario as far as the economic condition of the people is concerned, from unemployment to safety and security of its citizens, to tensions in the border area, disguised unemployment, to monopoly and to crony capitalism, and many more. So, sir, I wonder that how the government still have the audacity to organize festival after festivals at the expense of the state government. So, I used to think about Singapore, and I wonder how Singapore can be transformed within 35 years from a third-class world into a first-class world. And I remember what the founder of this country, Lee Kuan Yew, when he said that we cannot afford to forget that public order, personal security, economic, social progress, and prosperity are not the natural order of things. That they depend very much on the ceaseless effort and attention from an honest and effective government that the people must elect. So, we know that Meghalaya ranked second lowest among the Indian states as far as the per capita income is concerned. So I would like to ask a question. Are all ministers in the MDA government covered with thick skin and have a stone heart? Where is their conscience when people could not even manage to get their basic necessity of life, that the state can contemplate to organize festival after festival to celebrate? So who and what are we celebrating for? Therefore, sir, I strongly demand from the government to stop all kind of festivals for the sake of our poor people and as a matter of respect for them. So this is my short submission, sir, because we can understand that the attempt of the government to organize these festivals is only to divert the attention from the real issues. With these few words, sir, I resume my seat.
May I request Chief Minister to reply, please?
Mr. Speaker, sir, at the very outset, I would like to appreciate the Honourable Member from Nongprem, Shri Ardent Millaramba for having moved this important calling attention motion. Sir, in the news article, there was a reference to a publication in India Today, dated 18th of August 2023, under the heading India's Decade of Disparity, a deep dive into NASA's latest poverty index. So this report explains deprivation based upon a combined observation on government data and satellite imagery, sourced from socio-economic data and application center CDAC. A global graded relative deprivation index, GGRDI, has been created using the following indicators: child dependency ratio, infant mortality rate, sub-national human development index, built-up areas, VIIRS, nighttime light intensity and slopes. And as per the report, Meghalaya has been ranked as low performer along with Ladakh, Rajasthan, Arunachal Pradesh and Mizoram. In this report, CDAC combines a set of socioeconomic data with satellite imagery and interprets the data by putting higher weightage of 60% to the satellite imagery components. The unconventional methods used by CDAC are typically not recognized as a measure of poverty and deprivation. In fact, sir, in its disclaimer, CDAC itself admits the inconclusive nature of these indicators on the grounds that the report doesn't provide a measure of absolute poverty. So, sir, the people who have come out with this report have put a disclaimer saying that they are admitting the inconclusive nature of these indicators on the grounds. It also says that relationship between built-up area and deprivation is debatable, as input data sets are from various sources with different methods, which leads to inaccuracy. So, sir, the concerned agencies themselves are agreeing that the information that they have is inconclusive and that the data and the conclusion is also debatable and inaccuracy could also be there. So they are already admitting it, sir. Notably, sir, no other major news outlet has taken up the report other than India Today. States and union territories with lower population densities such as Ladakh, Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh, Rajasthan and Meghalaya, Rajasthan because of the high desert areas that are there, have been ranked lower in the report. Urbanized states with higher population density like Chandigarh and Delhi NCR have fared better. Looking through the lens of SEDAC parameters, the spectrum of light emitted from industrial activities like mining, plants and factories, city lights translate to economic prosperity of the region. Considering these limitations, the ranking on the global graded relative deprivation index cannot be taken as completely reliable measures of socio-economic deprivation, and hence it is not an accurate reflection of the living standards in the state, as has also been mentioned and a disclaimer has been put by the authorities that have brought out this report. But sir, in spite of that, sir, there is a need to improve on a number of socio-economic and sustainable goals. Our state faces constraints due to high costs of infrastructure creation, sparsely populated habitation, eco-sensitivity and connectivity issues at remote places, and Meghalaya has highest number of habitations of more than 6,800 villages in the region, while comparable states have much lesser numbers. For instance, Nagaland has 1,282 villages, Tripura has 1,779 villages, Manipur has 3,704 villages, Meghalaya 6,800 villages. This makes service delivery very challenging in our state. So cognizant on these issues, the government has been making sincere efforts to address these persistent issues in the last 5 years. We have initiated various interventions to develop the state's infrastructure and improve the standards of living. Some of these are as follows. So in the last 4 years, we have been able to connect 3,70,000 households with functional tap water connections from a mere 4,550, which was done in the last 50 years. We have constructed 2,558 kilometers of rural roads in the last 5 years, which is more than the total number of roads constructed in the last 50 years. Under NRLM, the number of SHGs today stands at 44,000, which is 7.5 times more than what was created in the last 50 years. We have streamlined the implementation of MGNREGS, which has resulted in the average annual wage transfer to beneficiaries from a mere 9,000 to today 11,500. To ensure better livelihood opportunities for agri-producers, we have extended our support to over 18,300 producer groups in the state through the Focus program. So in order to enhance financial inclusivity in the remotest areas of the states, we have appointed more than 2,000 banking correspondents in just 5 years. So the number was less than 1,000 5 years back. The state has launched the largest payment for ecosystem services program called Green Meghalaya. Communities now are paid on annual basis 15,000 rupees per hectare for conserving the forest cover. So far, 1,500 communities have been supported for preserving almost 27,000 hectares of natural forest cover. So due to the improved performance in project delivery, we were able to secure 10,500 crores of externally aided projects, which was a mere 2,000 crores in the year 2018, which means in the last 45 years, we got 2,000 crores, and in the last 5 years, we got 8,500 crores. The 2,000 included, we had 10,500 crores, sir. And again, for the knowledge of the House and the members here, the externally aided projects are not loans, sir, as being again and again said. They are loans, but these externally aided projects, the loans, the 80% of the loan is repaid back by Government of India. Hence, the grant comes to us. The amount comes to us as a grant, 80% grant. And Meghalaya government has to pay 20%. So it's almost like any centrally sponsored scheme. Though it says loan, Government of India pays on behalf of the Northeast states. And that is why, sir, the externally aided projects are a great source of revenue for us. And we have taken full advantage of it. And we have got 4 times more externally aided projects just in the 5 years compared to the last 45 years. So in the last 5 years, we've been able to provide gainful employment opportunities, and I've given this answer yesterday, to 2.32 lakh youths through 49 schemes, and an additional through other individual schemes that are there in various entrepreneur and farming and service sectors, touching almost 3 lakh jobs for the youth or employment opportunities for the youth, sir. Sir, another very, very crucial and important indicator of how in the last 5 years our state has grown is in the state budget expenditure in the financial years through the last 5 years. So the House will be happy to know that in the year 2017-18, the expenditure of the state government was 9,858 crores. This includes salaries and the capital expenditure, which is the investment in infrastructure. In the last 5 years, sir, I'm happy to inform the House that we have been able to double our expenditure. Today, as of today, in the financial year 2022-23, sir, our expenditure stands at 21,491 crores. From 9,000, we are today at 21,000 crores in terms of the government expenditure that we're having, sir. Apart from that, sir, I have already mentioned that the different programs under immunization have led us to become from the worst performer today to the best performer, or at least in the top 2, top 3 ranking in the country today in a matter of 3 years' time. In Jal Jeevan also, I have already stated, we are one of the best performers in the country today, and every year for consecutively 3 years, the government of Meghalaya, the PHE department, has been getting bonus for performing exceptionally well. And I would like to inform the House that we are most probably the only state in the country that has received bonus consecutively 3 times, sir. So despite the state's performance on indicators like multi-dimensional poverty index of Niti Aayog, which has been less than expected, so the reasons for this can be attributed to the fact that the social sector indicators are sticky, sir. And there is usually a time lag between the investments and the results. So secondly, most of the data of the NFHS5, which was a report that came out sometime back from Niti Aayog, so that data was collected in 2019. And the report that came out last year was based on the 2019 numbers. And the current ranking, therefore, does not capture the significant improvements made in the last 3 years, especially, sir. So for instance, the state has witnessed 50% reduction in the maternal mortality rates and 20% reduction in the infant mortality rates in the last 2 years alone. Institutional deliveries have gone up from 46% to over 64% in the last 5 years, sir. Sir, the government has faced a lot of challenges. And if you look at the history of Meghalaya, sir, it has been very, very complicated. Apart from the political instability that the state has gone through, which is because of continuous governments changing, there has not been a stability in policy making. And so we realize that it is important to have a stable government, political stability, to ensure that a continuous economic policy and overall development policy is adopted by the government, which became a big challenge because every time a new government came in, we had difficulties. I'm not here to point fingers or try to make any kind of political statement, but I'm hinting and indicating towards factuals that happened in the past 45 years of the state. So we had problems of insurgency in the state that led to a lot of challenges, and obviously development was largely affected, sir. I've mentioned that we have very difficult terrain in the state. I've mentioned that we have a large number of villages in the state. But in spite of all these challenges and the fact that we need to now shift and create the momentum, which in the last 45 years did not take off in the way that it should have, And again, sir, without blaming or pointing fingers at anybody, but if you look at the numbers in the last 5 years, sir, we are finally moving in that direction of moving towards the economic progress that we all desire and to move forward. Sir, a lot of people have questioned my desire or my vision or my target to make Meghalaya into a 10 billion economy, sir. Sir, I'd like to ask a question to all the individuals who are questioning my vision and my doubt and doubting my particular goal to try and reach it. Sir, isn't it the responsibility of the leadership and the government to give a direction to the state? If a leader cannot give that direction and a hope, then we are failing in our duty to be able to show the direction towards which we want to move in. So small minds will always look at individual problems and look at complaints and always try to find out what is right, what is wrong, and be micro-detailing. So many, Honorable Member had mentioned that he's reading reports about all the negative things. I don't know whether he's missed out the reports that came out about all the positive things. So I don't say that the challenges are not there. When he has mentioned, the Honorable Member has mentioned that the government has admitted, absolutely, sir, we have to admit. We have to admit the challenges are there. We have to admit that things have not been in the way they should have been. But then, because if we don't admit it, then there itself we are making the first mistake. So therefore, we should know our problems. We should know where we went wrong. But more importantly, sir, we should have the desire, the goal, and the vision to move forward. Yes, the task may be very high, but then we need to put higher goals. If we always want to just think of ourselves as people who will just get a pass mark in the exam, then sir, we will get pass mark only. But if we desire that we will be first, not just in first division, but I will come first and be at the top of the rank, that is when maybe we may come second or third, sir. It is a question of the mindset. And that is what I'm trying to push out here. Every single cabinet member, every single official who is working here in the government today is working with a target to make Meghalaya the best. Is that wrong, sir? What is wrong in our thought? Do we not desire as members and as citizens to be the best state? Is that wrong for me to think that? Is it wrong for us to desire that? Or are we not capable of thinking that? Or are we not capable, or we think that we are never going to reach that? So that is a very sad and sorry state of affairs. For me, I believe that we will reach the $10 billion economy, sir, and we will be in the top 10 states in the country, sir. We will do it. And the numbers that we have shown in the last 5 years are indicating towards where we are going. Increasing the government expenditure from 9,000 crores today to 21,000 crores in 5 years. Doubling it has never happened. And we will continue to double it. Again, sir, challenges will be there. I don't doubt that. Challenges will be there. They were there. But we have to move forward with a positive mindset. Yesterday, sir, we had a beautiful program called the CM Elevate program. I was so happy to see our cabinet colleagues and our MLAs from across parties who had come to participate in it because they understood the importance of the CM Elevate program. It's one of the programs where most probably in the whole country there is no other state government that has been able to do this kind of a program where 20,000 entrepreneurs are going to be supported. 20,000 entrepreneurs, sir. 300 crores will be spent by government of Meghalaya, and these entrepreneurs will be given subsidy. Can you imagine the kind of revolution that will take place tomorrow? And I'm sure there will be some people who will ask me, why are we wasting this 300 crores at the grassroots level on programs and policies which may never fructify? Sir, again, I have no reply to a mindset like that. They're questioning about festivals. Sir, do we understand that the name is a festival? It is a festival because we are trying to obviously pull the tourist out here. But does it mean that we are doing it for just enjoyment? Absolutely not. So they're missing the big picture. This is an activity through which large number of tourists will come. Sir, I didn't disturb the honorable member when he spoke, sir, and we never disturb, sir. You have to allow us to speak, sir. This is not, this is, sir, yeah. Yes, sir. Sir, please, sir. Because our momentum also is a thing, sir. So we don't disturb them because we allow them to speak. So please allow us to speak, and they can again question. So today, sir, they're questioning that we want to enjoy. So do they even realize that the number of people who will be benefited from this tourism festival, where lakhs of people will come from outside, the shops that are there, the restaurants that are there, the different guides, the different shops that will be affected. Who are these people? These are our people. The economy will get a boost like never before. This is the basics of tourism. I can't explain this to members, sir, who won't understand that. It's not about enjoyment. So we will all be working to ensure that the right platform is created. We want to make Cherry Blossom as one of the best possible festivals in the entire country, sir. That it should be a calendar event that people will say, I would like to be there. So during that time, the hotel room rates go up. During that time, the sales of restaurants and the different food products goes up. The different youngsters who want to perform. Our Honorable Minister has mentioned just now that the performance will be done by our own local boys and girls also. Imagine getting a platform at that level to be able to perform, network with these large performers, with these very professional performers, and who knows, getting a link with them to be able to then perform in other parts of the country and the world. The networking that is possible. So we cannot be so microscopic in our thought. We have to think big. If we continue thinking in the small way, sir, we will never grow. We will never grow. We are not saying that we want to compromise our people. We are not saying we want to compromise our state. We are not saying that we are going to dilute our culture. We are not saying that we are going to take away the interests of our people. No. The Honorable Member mentioned about Singapore. He mentioned one or two lines about what Singapore, but have you studied of how Singapore has grown? Singapore has grown because of the tourism sector, financial sector. They have opened up their economy to allow people to come in, invest. They have created a regenerative economy. Today we are in an economy that is more extractive in nature, as we say. So there's a regenerative model and there's an extractive model in economics. And we have been based on an extractive model, sadly. Extracting our resources and using that and selling that, and that's how. But there's nothing wrong. That's how things are everywhere. But a regenerative economy allows the overall manpower, human resource, the ecosystem to develop. That's what we're trying to do. That's precisely. I've seen that the Honorable Member will bring out another, some kind of zero hour or call attention on some issue, saying that, we should not do this, we should not do that. And yet, today he's saying don't put up the cherry blossoms. Just before this, now he's saying that, well, Meghalaya is not doing well in economics. Sir, he has to understand that if Meghalaya has to move forward, then you have to have this kind of tourism events. So you're contradicting yourself. You say economy is bad, then you say don't have festivals. Sir, it cannot happen both ways. You have to understand that economy moves in a certain way. There are certain activities for economics. We need overall investments to come up. We need tourism to develop. What is our strength? Sir, our strength is agriculture, our strength is food processing, our strength is tourism, our strength is our human resource, our strength is our English language proficiency, so on and so forth. Unless we are not able to unlock the potentials of these great advantages that we have, so we will not grow. And hence, we must have these festivals. He's saying have no festivals at all. Sir, I'm sorry, and I really feel sad at the kind of narrow vision that the honorable members who have raised this issue and saying that cherry blossom should not happen are taking. You ask any of our youths who are there today, they will tell you how much opportunity they will get through the cherry blossom festival and how our economy will grow, sir. Yes, there are some expenditures, but nothing comes for free. Honorable Minister has already replied, saying that the cherry blossom festival will cost maybe about 8-9 crores. Out of that, 1.5 or 6 crores will be spent by government of Meghalaya. Rest is going to be brought out by ticket sales. What better model can we have? And yet they question. And looks to me like, sir, they are questioning for the sake of questioning. That is all. They're just questioning for the sake of asking questions and trying to maybe have brownie points outside. But realizing that we have to be mature here. We have to be leaders out here to understand the larger goal for which we are standing here today, which is to make the economy grow and develop, sir. So therefore, sir, this is not a long debate, but I got this opportunity to speak about the different issues. But I'd just like to share a few other points before I resume my seat. That apart from the CM Elevate program, sir, a large number of skill development programs are also taking place where we'll be training almost close to 1.5 lakh youths. So we have come up with a very, very large agenda for ourselves, a very high goal. Again, the honorable member may again make fun of these goals that we have, but that's how we think and we move forward. That we would like to saturate is the word I use. I would like to saturate this government, the MDA government would like to saturate the housing areas. Make sure that every single household or family should get a house, whether it's through PMAY scheme or through other schemes. We would like to see that every village is connected, saturate so that every village is connected either through a motorable road or at least through some suspension bridge or some kind of footpath. We would like to see that every village has got internet connectivity in the coming years, at least in this next 5 years. We'd like to see that every village and every household has got water connectivity. We'd like to see that every village and every household should have power connectivity. So these are big targets that we have set. And let me assure the House, sir, we will do everything in our capacity to achieve this goal, sir. So today, we are also going forward with a very, very important agenda, which is to ensure that public service delivery improves. Sir, I've already informed the House, and I would like to once again remind the House that in the next 2 to 3 months, we are starting a very ambitious program where over 6,800 volunteers will be selected and placed in every village as a representative of the state government, to be able to provide the services that they want at the doorstep. This volunteer-based network will be connected through a software and through a call center where before the individual can even complain that the transformer has gone, the volunteer will update the information to us. It will be a very strong intelligence as well as a very strong service delivery and overall monitoring mechanism so that we can ensure that the services and the kind of development that is meant for the villages is reaching the village. So therefore, sir, this is a very important CM Connect is what we're calling it. We'll be starting this program very soon. So sir, I do apologize to the members for having taken up a lot of time, but I thought that it would be appropriate for me to speak about the different points that have been raised throughout this session and give a reply to all those factors. And sir, again, as I mentioned, sir, we are not saying that issues and problems are not there. It is there, sir. We know that challenges are there because last 50 years we have faced it without blaming anybody. But then we need to have that determination in our hearts and in our minds that we will make sure that we change that. And that starts with a vision and a goal and moves forward with teamwork. Today, there are certain members who talk about certain government being run by certain individuals. Sir, no government is run by any individual, sir. It is a teamwork. We believe in teamwork, sir. I cannot do things alone. Honorable Deputy Chief Ministers who are here, they have a responsibility. If they don't work, things will not happen. They are part of the team. It's not run by one individual. And as far as I know, the Chief Minister is Sangma. The Deputy Chief Minister is Tyngeh. And the Deputy Chief Minister from Kynthoh Hills is Mr. Dha. So therefore, sir, let's not make this kind of allegations and remarks which are really very, very petty, sir. Sir, I have not disturbed the honorable member, sir. He'll have his chance.
On the Rule 300, sir, point of order, sir. I raise a point of order. Sir, Rule 54, whenever we submit for a call attention, sir, and Rule 54.2, there shall be no debate on such statement at the time it is made. So, sir, do you allow to have a debate? If you allow, then we will debate. I'm ready to debate for you, with you, sir. It doesn't mean that you'll take advantage of this call attention and express what you feel only. We have. When you talk about the mindset, we know what is the mindset. There is a difference between the mindset of a tribal and the mindset of those who have been upbringing outside the state, sir. So when you walk want to talk about mindset, let us talk about the mindset. What kind of mindset you are talking? You think just because we raise issues concerning the state that we are narrow-minded?
Honorable member, please.
Don't try to
Sit down,
insinuate.
please sit down.
Don't try to insinuate.
Because
You speak
Chief
straight to
Minister,
the call
he has
attention.
replied
Address
to
the point that I've raised in the call attention. If you want to debate, let us have another platform to debate, sir. You can extend the house.
Yes, already.
Can we allow you to just speak alone?
Please stop. Please stop.
Deputy Speaker, sir,
Sir,
a
may I
point
be
of
allowed to
order.
finish
Point
my
of
reply,
order.
sir?
I'm raising a point of order under Rule 300 in respect of Rule 54(1) of Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business. I think the content of this very rule is itself self-explanatory. We have seen very often the Chief Minister standing on his feet, raising point of order, advising the members of this August House to ensure that we take cognizance of essence of time. The same applies to everybody. And the rule is specific. The minister in charge will make a brief statement on it. Nothing beyond that. Therefore, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, let us go by the rules.
Yeah.
We are privileged to have lots of new members, so they will follow what we, therefore we should lead by example. There is one part, and another, Mr. Speaker, sir, another point of order.
I think that's
Under Rule 300, pertaining to 151, Rule 151, which is pertaining to our supplementary demands for grants, and read Rule 144, Sub-Rule 3, Sub-Rule 2 and Sub-Rule 3. Today we have demands for grants in the form of supplementary demands. And the rule is very clear, which is advisory, that on the day when demands for grants are taken up, no other matters are taken up usually. Because passing these demands are very important for the August House. Because every naya paisa that we intend to spend has to be voted by this House. And when this House is voting, the importance of scrutinizing the proposal by the House is important. So that is the spirit of these SDs. This is the spirit of allowing cut motions. Therefore, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, we have been watching, but it has become a precedent that on the day when demand for grants are taken up, supplementary demands are taken up, we have been taking up too many items which is in contradiction to this rule. So I would like to make a submission from now on in future. I think we should follow that part because demands for grants are crucial. Let us all. It helps the government. It helps the minister when cut motions are brought. You know, because when this is done, I will also come up with another point of order, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir. But I would like to submit through you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir. Let the time, the essence of time be appreciated by all. Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker.
Thank you. Now, I would ask whether Honourable Member Ardent Bilal has any...
Sir, again, point of order, sir. If you're all saying that we should follow the rules, it says there's no debate, sir. So the reply has been done and the matter
You have
is raised.
started.
I was replying. Debate means
It is not a
debate means
reply.
we go
It is an advantage
back and
that we
forth.
want to show.
Sir, I am speaking, sir. I did not interfere. So I would appreciate if the honourable member would not interfere when I
Don't
speak.
get emotional.
He has
So
to...
who got emotional? We saw. So the point is,
That you are a
sir,
leader.
that this is a call attention, sir. And I would request that since the already reply has been done, so we can move forward, sir, is what I would urge you, sir.
He can seek one clarification if he is willing to. If you have any...
So I don't want to ask any clarification.
Okay.
I've understood the mind of the Chief Minister.
Thank you.
I'm ready to debate with him one day, sir.
Thank you.